Morning students of class 10. Welcome back to the online classes now. Let's continue our lesson in history. Nationalist movement in Indochina. We are doing this chapter. Nationalist movement in Indochina. And we have reached 1.3. Should colonies be developed? That is from page 33. Should colonies be developed? So the French, what they thought about the colonies, whether they wanted to develop the colonies. Let us see now. Paul Bernard, in our previous class we have learnt about Paul Bernard. Paul Bernard, an influential writer as well as a policy maker. He suggested a number of steps, given us number of steps, number of suggestions to the French government through his writings. So he suggested, one of the very important suggestion he gave, suggested land reforms to reduce rural poverty. Why? If the rural people are poor, they cannot purchase French goods. So naturally French will lose the market. They needed the market for their finished product. So for that, the rural people must have the purchasing power, purchasing capacity. So Paul Bernard suggested land reforms to reduce rural poverty and increase agricultural productivity. So that was the suggestion he provided. However, this alone, land reform alone could not make sure sufficient employment. People needed work. People, they need work. If they are employed, naturally they will get the payment. With the payment they could purchase French goods, the goods of their daily needs. So however, this means the land reform alone could not make sure sufficient employment. Industrialization would be essential to create more jobs. So Paul Bernard suggested industrialization should be there. So industrialization will create more jobs. That was his suggestion. Whether the French government will follow or not, that is up to the French government. But Paul Bernard, he was an influential policy maker as well as a writer. He suggested a number of ideas, he gave a number of ideas. Number 3, the colonial economy, Vietnam. The colonial economy in Vietnam was, however, mainly based on rice cultivation and rubber cultivation. In Vietnam, the income of the French government was mainly based on rice cultivation and rubber plantations. So, and mostly they are owned by French and small Vietnamese elite. Vietnamese elite means small Vietnamese people who are quite rich and quite influential. So, or traders, you can say that, businessmen, traders, or rich, or landlords, Vietnamese elite. They own plantation and rice cultivation. So, but the maximum rice cultivation and rubber plantation was done by French, and they needed the labor. Indentured Vietnamese labor. Indentured means the laborers who were contracted for certain periods. They were given money and contracted to work for the French for certain periods. That's called indentured laborers. So indentured Vietnamese laborers was widely used in rubber plantations. So rubber plantation was done. That was their economy. So rice cultivation was already there, and rubber plantation, in that they require a lot of labor. So French contracted local peasants from various areas of Vietnam, and they came to work there. So they got the employment as indentured laborers who work in the rubber plantations. The French did little the French did very little to industrialize the economy. So French, they did very little. They put very little effort to industrialize Vietnam. In the rural areas, in Vietnam, villages or remote areas, landlordism spread. There was a widespread landlordism. Most of the people, they worked under the landlord. They worked in the farm of the landlord. So they used to get loans from the landlords and they were indebted. So they fell into the debt traps. So you can say that the rural economy was very poor, especially about the poor people, landless people. They were very poor, and most of them, they had borrowed money from the landlords and they were indebted, or they must have fallen into the debt traps, and they were very poor, you can say that. So in the rural areas, landlordism spread and the standard of living declined because they could not pay the debts. So the interests were very high, they could not pay the debts all the time. They had to work, but all the benefit was taken by the landlords. All their money was taken by the landlords. They had to work so hard. The interest in the loan was too high, and most of the money they had to pay to the landlords in order to pay the interest, as well as the principal amount remained the same, but they had to pay the interest all the time. So their living standard declined because of this landlordism in the rural areas. So that means you can say most of the people in villages, they were unemployed, they were very poor, and they had to work in the landlord's farm, and most of them were indebted and they had to work just to pay the interest throughout the year. They had to work, hard work, just to pay the interest of their money which they had bought. So Paul Bernard suggested various steps, gave various steps, but one step was not followed by the Britishers, that industrialization. Paul Bernard suggested that industrialization would create more jobs, but French were reluctant to industrialize Vietnam. So instead, they brought indentured laborers from various areas of Vietnam, and they were widely employed in the rubber plantations in this way. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video. In our next class, we continue. In our next class, we'll do 2.0. This is 2.3, 1.3. This is a 1.3 up to there. Now we'll do 2.0. The dilemma. The dilemma. Dilemma means the confusion. Getting puzzled. The confusion. The dilemma of colonial education. The French wanted to civilize, they thought that it is their mission to civilize the backwards. They thought that. So the French wanted to civilize these people. They wanted to provide good education so that later on they will serve the French. But there was a dilemma, there was a confusion. Some French said that if we provide education, they will later on, they will come to know everything, they will realize and they will point at us. Is it good to provide education to these people, or let them remain as backwards? So there was a dilemma. And how to provide education, in which language, French language or their local language, or what? There was a lot of confusion. The dilemma of colonial education. But somehow the French decided to educate the people. The French decided to improve the living standard of the people of Vietnam, which British government never thought of in India. So that was the difference between the British over here in India and the French in Vietnam. They always try to improve their conditions so that later on it will benefit them as well. So the people their living standard will increase, they will have employment, they will purchase French goods, and naturally their market will spread, and the people will be modernized, they will talk modern dress modern, speak modern, work modern, and later on they will serve the French government as well. So in this way they believed and they worked towards improving their lives, for the improvement of their lives by providing modern education. But at first there was a dilemma, there was a confusion in which language the education should be provided, and how it should be done, what will be its the consequences. All these questions puzzled the French. The dilemma of colonial education 2.2 2.0 in our next class. So that's all for today. Thank you for paying so much attention and listening carefully, so and being present in the class with me for your history class. So thank you very much. We'll meet in the next class. That's all for today.